Hey guys, Jenna Citrus here. So I'm going to do a quick knitting tutorial. I have some circular needles here and a gauge to see what size they are. These are, whoops, size 11, there we go. And there's also these kind of needles you can knit with, but I prefer to start out with circular needles, and I'll tell you why in just a second. This is a skein of yarn. There's two ways the yarn comes off, either in the middle like this, where I like to keep it wound up, or out of the end, and this is the best way to knit because when you pull yarn out, because you just pull it out like this instead of having to flop your skein around all the time and making a big mess with your yarn. So there's two fun little how-to knit situations. So to cast on, you start with a slip knot like this. I'm going to turn around so you can get the behind me view of if you were making a slip knot. Here we go. Boop, 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 da-da. Put this little guy on your needle, and then you start casting on. So it's this little, put your fingers through here, and then pull it down like this, and let the needle go under and back over, and pull it tight. So you now have two stitches on, one with your slip knot and one that you've cast on. So I'm going to cast a few more stitches on, and then we'll knit our first row. So I use circular needles because I do big projects like blankets sometimes, and all the stitches can hang out on here. Or if you do a little project like socks, you can use these to knit in the round, because this we're going to be knitting back and forth. So going in, separating, flip-flopping, and pull tighting. So now use the end that is still attached to the skein of yarn. Grab this in your hand, here we go, like this. We're going to stick our needle in underneath this first stitch. The rein wraps around the back side and we flop it off. And here we are doing the same thing to the next stitch. Boop, boop. So this is the knit stitch. It's also something called purling that we'll talk about in a second. So we did a quick little run through this first row. We've got 5 or 6 stitches cast on, so this will be a very thin piece. Not really sure what you'd use this for besides demo stuff, but flip it back and forth. And you see the bumps on this side? Da, 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 da. These little bumps came from the way that we've been knitting. So we'll bump another row back through here. Kind of give you the idea of what we're up to, because I had a blanket I was working on. People were like, what is it? Like, what side? So this is your left side and your right side of the piece in the bottom, and you're currently working on the top, adding more stitches. And we're gonna doop. So this is purling. I just switched your whole mind up. So now we're gonna take the little bumps and transfer them to the front side. So this is a nice stitch if you want to do like a jersey knit. And fun fact, purling is actually, if you do it for all of the rows, you can just knit like this if you want to. So it's all about sort of taking the bumps and making them go where you want to. So I'm going to switch back, put the bumps back on this side again. So it's knit one, purl one is kind of if you're hearing a terminology or a phrase or something like that. It's how you, where you decide your bumps go. Talk to me about my bumps. But you'll see in this one, I'm starting to pull. So we have our knitted row down here, and then our bumpless ones right in here. So that's just a little tiny DIY how to knit. I'll go ahead and cast this piece off, and then we're actually gonna trash it because hey, we're here. It's a tiny knitted piece. So to cast off, you knit 2 stitches, and then you take this back stitch over the top like that. Ta-da! Now suddenly you're having less stitches on your needle. So this is just a very quick overview of how to knit, in case you were interested. Some of the basic principles. You can make socks, sweaters, there's a whole bunch of different things to be done. You can drop stitches, pick up stitches. And so if I was going to keep this, I would cut this with scissors and put it through here and pull it tight. Or if you want to, you can trash the whole thing really fast. So the good news is, if you mess up, you can always just pull all your stitches out and start over. So thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Hope you're having fun. Got a quick little overview about knitting. Something I've been doing since I was 10. But have fun, and until next time, cheers. Thanks. Bye.